What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is doing fantastic today. I am with a very special guest today to discuss a very interesting project coming to PulseChain. I am here, excuse me, with Ivan, one of the co-founders of Reat.Capital. Ivan, how you doing today, man? How's everything?
Great. Thank you very much to having on your stream, and thank you for the opportunity to present our product. Really excited to do this.
Absolutely. No, I'm glad to have you. I really believe that we need to have more projects building on PulseChain. And I commend a lot of people coming to PulseChain, given, unfortunately, what we're seeing with price. So I commend and give a lot of admiration for legitimate projects coming to PulseChain. So, thank you for that. So, I just want to get right into Reat.Capital. And to begin, I know there's a lot of people in crypto that amalgamate themselves with both crypto and real estate. How do you see these two investment vehicles intertwining with one another?
Well, that's a very good question. And as you know, the concept of combining crypto and real estate is actually not new.
Right.
It's already exists for 4 to 5 years when the first project started to do it. And it was started very promising. But then most of them, they hit problems and long-term growth because they didn't exactly find the correct key, Because let's say how most of them worked is that they gather their funds in crypto, right? And then they propose to invest it into building projects. But then when you build a project, there can be a lot of problems, Things not always go smoothly. The material cost can go up. The workers cannot show up. For example, you don't sell your units as fast as you should. So yeah, there was a lot of problems. And these problems make it even more difficult to link the token to the real estate.
Right.
This was basically the general concept idea. And the good thing about it was, like, real estate, it's the most stable and the most safe investment form, right? A lot of people trust it.
Agreed.
Trust. So it's basically the opposite of crypto. You can touch it. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can see it grow. So it's for a lot, and it's a very old concept, real estate, right? So if you take this from the real estate, the stability and the security, and you would combine it with crypto, the idea itself, it sounds wonderful, right? You use the flexibility and the high volatility of crypto with the security of real estate. I mean, that's a powerful sentence, right? Just that alone, that's a powerful sentence. So we knew, basically, with my friend, who is also the co-founder, that we have to find a solution how to make it long-term. Because basically, like I said, most of this project, it always went wrong in the long-term growth.
Right.
And to tell you in one sentence, what was the solution for all of this? It was the tokenization of rental income and not directly the tokenization of real estate. So basically what we did, we created a bridge between the real estate and the cryptocurrency.
And that's very interesting, because I want to ask you, this is a really interesting, paradigm, because you brought it up at point here. Real estate tends to be a lot more stable than cryptocurrency. There's no question. Cryptocurrency, you go urinate and it can go down 30% while you're taking a piss, for lack of a better word. And I guess the main question is then, how do you tokenize rental income with cryptocurrency utilizing real estate? Like, what is this blocks versus staking model that you have, and how can you rent with crypto? How does all this work?
Exactly. So basically, I just told you that we found and built a bridge between the real estate and the crypto, right? Whether the classic projects, what do? They create a token and they link it directly into real estate. What we did is we created a block which we link to the real estate. So the block's value is supported by real estate, and we link the token to the rental income. So you see, it's already split up. How does it all exactly works? Well, let me tell you a simple example.
Please.
So it will be very clear. Let's say you want to buy $100,000 apartment, right? You want to buy it, so you want to create yourself a passive income, like in a traditional real estate investment system. And let's start directly with a very small problem. Your budget is $5,000.
Right.
Like, yeah, okay, you can go to a bank, but yeah, the bank is most likely not going to give you a loan. Then you're going to think, okay, I can borrow some money from my friends or my family, or have them even co-invest with me, right? But as most of us know, this leads to complication later on.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, we know that, right? So this is exactly where Reat.Capital comes in. We take that $100,000 apartment and we divide it into 20 blocks, each block having a value of $5,000. And this block,
Right.
this is like the digital piece of that apartment on our platform.
Mm-hmm.
So the value of the block is being supported by the value of the apartment, of a real world asset, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
This is the basic idea from what is it a block. Now, the beauty of the system is we don't do this just with one block. We do this with the whole real estate portfolio. So basically, it means that your one block is a piece of a real estate portfolio, giving you access not to just one property, but to the full portfolio.
Right.
So this is what's a block in a very simple way explained, right?
So you're basic. So that makes perfect sense. So you basically, if you have a budget issue, one person can use one block and another person can use another block to intertwine their investment. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
Okay.
It's to make the real estate investment more accessible. Now, $5,000 still sounds a lot, and this is why we decided with Reat.Capital to even adjust that, because our initial start was $5,000 a block. But then we realized, like, look, our main goal is also to make real estate more accessible to people. So we're even going to change that. But this will be announcement within 1-2 weeks. We have also a big announcement about that. So even more people can enjoy and benefit of the system.
No, that's amazing. And I'm looking forward to it because, like, we need more, like, so we talk about, in cryptocurrency, there's this buzzword that I think is really taking hold, and it's RWA, real world assets. And I think that one thing that crypto is missing, that it's not ubiquity, is that a lot of tokens are not connected to real world assets that have legitimate growth prospects, that have legitimate value to society, that have staying power, for example. And this is why, at least in my opinion, you see a lot of cryptocurrencies only last for one cycle, and then they become pretty irrelevant, to say the least. Whereas you have gold, silver, real estate, diamonds, even though diamonds are really not worth anything, but that's my own, but we'll just say gold, silver, real estate that have been around for time immemorial, and they still have staying power as opposed to crypto. So this is a very interesting concept here. And I want to ask you, so, like, cryptocurrency tends to have very large conferences. I know that this particular project, Reat.Capital, is stationed in, or situated per se, in Dubai, which is great, because Dubai is basically, at least in my opinion and your opinion, when we were talking before, the future of cryptocurrency. You see a lot of crypto influencers moving there as well. So how tell us about your pitch at the World Blockchain Summit 2024 in Dubai. How did that go?
Well, basically what we did is we wanted to make a market test, right? So we decided that, you know what, guys, let's do directly a decent market test, and let's go to Dubai to one of the crypto events, and let's present our project. And this is how we basically ended up getting ourselves as well in a pitch competition between other startups to present our company in the whole project. And the reactions, it was amazing, because, everybody thought this is another boring real estate project. They're going to propose the same system, but obviously we came with a new system, which is blocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, what I should mention as well, so how these blocks generate you basically income, or what do you make as an investor, right? So in a classic way, your apartment generates your rental income, which arrives in fiat currency to your bank account, right? Well, a block generates a daily token, which later you can extract to your MetaMask wallet, and you can exchange it for fiat currency or other cryptocurrencies, or you can use it to pay rent. That's another interesting part about it, right? Or obviously you can use it to buy another block. So this is again, a lot of flexibility for your income, because you choose in which fiat currency, for example, you exchange it. You choose like, okay, you know what? I don't want to do this absolutely. I want to pay rent with it. So that's, again, another major cost for a lot of people, which you can cover with it.
Of course.
And then what does it all cost you? Because, when you move into real estate, you have costs involved, right? You still need to pay taxes and fees, maintenance costs, and so on, not just to tell that you need to do market research and so on and so on. So you really have a lot of costs. Because we are working with the power of, let's say, a lot of people together are stronger. So basically, we want to make from happy few, happy many. We are able to keep the cost very simple. We have just a maintenance fee per block. That's it. And then, of course, Ethereum gas fee if you want to extract them, but we will come back to that. This is one of the main reasons why we also want to go with PulseChain, by the way, because as you know, Ethereum network is not the cheapest.
Of course.
It's safe. Yeah, it's safe. It's popular. They have a lot of videos. There is a lot of documentation about it. And our main goal is basically get more people into crypto, into real estate and crypto, to say it like that. And the Ethereum network seems to be for us the best one. It's not the cheapest, but it's the most safe and trusted way to do it.
Absolutely.
And this is where also the PulseChain come in. And this is also, by the way, something from in Dubai that we learned, that we would like to need to push our token on different.
Of course.
Things, not just on one, not just on Ethereum network, for example, or PulseChain network. We need to push it on different networks as well. But what do we like about the PulseChain? We kind of have the similar vision, because, our two main goals is make real estate more accessible for everybody. So more people can benefit of its own wealth generating, because, yeah, like you said yourself, it's very safe and secure investment. And then you have, of course, gold and the silver, right? But gold or silver doesn't generate your rental income.
Right.
So you see there is a huge difference which separates us basically from the rest. The tokens that are backed by gold and silver, okay, that's awesome. But we are basically backed by real estate, and we use the rental income to support the value of our token.
Absolutely. No, and that's very interesting, and I'm glad that you brought up PulseChain, because I at first, because my vision is so bad, I didn't know that prior to when we were streaming that was Suzanne Hexagon who was behind you. I had no idea that she was involved in this. I know that she has been very actively involved in the community for a very, very long time. Is a very well-known artist in the community, makes fantastic apparel and clothing. So that's a very interesting thing to know as well, for those who may be a little bit prudent with new projects. I know, especially with cryptocurrency and new layer one chains, people tend to be prudent with projects sometimes, justifiably. But to know that Suzanne Hexagon was, behind you before the stream, that's actually really interesting and really cool. So, I wanted to ask you guys another question. Before we do that, though, I would implore all of you guys in the chat. So I see that there is 175 people if we count Twitter. On YouTube right now, we have about 25 people. Guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Consider donating to the channel through super chats and super likes, as it really does help the channel grow. And also, in the description of the video, if you're curious about learning more about this particular project, I have Reat.Capital's website in the description, so that you can check. If you're not watching this now and you'll watch it later, you can check this particular website at your own leisure to check it out. So I want to ask you this now. So you brought up the token before, and it's nice because we have a lot of real estate advocates in the PulseChain community. We have, for example, Corey Geary and Money Talk with Dane, who have very strong connections to the real estate community and real estate entrepreneurs, very well-known ones outside of crypto. So they're really good people, both of them. I like them both. They do a great job. I want to ask you about the Reat token and its utility proposition for your platform. I mean, what is the proposition for this token as you continue to grow?
Well, first of all, the token itself has not been launched yet. And let me tell you why it hasn't been launched yet. Our whole idea now is first to sell the blocks. So like, these blocks, they generate the token, right? So they're next to each other. The blocks are supported by the real estate, and the token is supported by the rental income. So the whole idea is now to sell first the blocks. So the blocks prices are different because one block will exist out of 1,000 tokens. So you need to buy Reat token to purchase the block. Right now, for the moment, since I just mentioned that the token isn't launched, the people can buy it in USD Tether. Now, why are we doing that? To make sure that when we launch the token, there cannot be a rug pull or pump and dump or any of these kind of scenarios, right?
Good to hear.
So yeah, this is the first thing about this token. What we also do with this is to secure the people who will invest in it right now, right? That we give them a guarantee that, look, guys, we're building this in a long-term run. Because if we wanted to create something in a short-term run, right, and say like, okay, look, yeah, it's just going to be another pump and dump or something in that way, we wouldn't use the strategy. And then why could we use it for utility, right? How are we going to use that as well? Is the fact that our token will be used to pay rental income and all the properties that we acquire and also of the properties of our partners. Just imagine that you can go to holiday, doesn't matter where, and you could pay your rent in Reat token. If you're staying now in London, right, and you want to go to Thailand to holiday, and you're thinking like, okay, but maybe even not holiday, let's say you need to go there for work or just for pleasure for 3 to 6 months, right? And you don't know how the local system works very well. You don't know, you need the currency exchange, right? Because there it's Thai baht, in London you're with pounds. So yeah, it's different. But if you can pay everything in one token, how easy it becomes. You don't need to pay any extra fees. You make just agreement with you and the homeowner. Everything is very clear. And this token is created by your blocks. Absolutely. So if we can manage to get more people to see this, the beauty of this, that it's safe and that it's actually much better for them and flexible, because yeah, as you know, your crypto you take with you wherever you go, right? It's much more flexible, yeah, than the traditional system. Then then it can be perfectly used to pay rent for long term or short term. And this is also where its part becomes an utility token, then, right? Because if you first think about it, and this is also something what we, by the way, mentioned in Dubai, it started off as a security token. So we wanted to like say, okay, guys, we split the real estate into blocks. You purchase a block, and then this block generates your token. So basically, you earn. But if you see it from the other side to use it for rent, then yeah, then it's a whole other story, right?
Of course. No, that's a good point. And I see where you're going and how, like, because there's a lot of, I mean, it's a lot of difficulty between having to change different currencies and having to do all of that in order to travel. It becomes a very tedious prospect, to say the least. I've never had to do that, and I can only imagine what it's like for those who have. It just sounds very, very, very annoying. But I do want to ask you also, now a question about PulseChain. And then after this, with your permission, I don't want to, bamboozle by any means regarding, arbitrary questions. There were a few questions in the chat. If you want to answer them, that's totally fine. If not, I won't ask them. There was just one that I see so far, but I want to ask this last question that I have. The one about PulseChain is, out of all the layer ones out there that exist, why did you tell us about your PulseChain integration and your current project status? And why did you decide to build on PulseChain?
Well, the first main reason is because we met Suzanne in Dubai. No, I'm joking.
She's awesome.
I'm joking. Yeah, that's the whole thing, man. There you go. That's the answer to your question. We loved Suzanne. Suzanne said PulseChain, it's awesome. It's the best. So let's do it. Awesome. Yeah, no. Well, the first problem which we acquired with our, let's say, Ethereum network, right, is that it was expensive. It's high transaction fees compared to the rest. So PulseChain, it's obviously another story.
Of course.
But of course, PulseChain is not yet that well known, which we're also going to definitely change in that way. So yeah, so they're not that well known of it. And also, if you see it, how they go in diversity of the projects they are working with, that's another interesting point, right? Because it's not like they just stuck to one type of projects. No,
right.
Different projects can implement it. So there we go. We're with the real estate, and we're in a new way of dealing with the real estate, because not just to rent it, right? But you can also earn money with it. You can invest in it yourself. And by the way, speaking of this, I already know one very interesting question, which you're probably going to get as well in your chat. So later I'm going to answer to it. But yeah, this is basically the two main reasons why we choose the PulseChain. And then also we did a little bit back research, like what is the vision? Because for us, that's very important. If we wanted to be just the cheapest or something, we would have built directly on another network, not Ethereum, right? We would have choose cheaper option, not to go with our main company in Dubai. We would have choose way cheaper options. But no, the whole thing is built to be long-term, to be secure, and have a systematically long-term growing passive income. That's what we're all about. And we think that PulseChain has the same vision when it comes to long-term.
Absolutely. No, and I appreciate that answer. And I want to now, with your permission, we have about 10, 15 minutes. Course. Is that okay with you? Like I said, I don't want to bamboozle by any means arbitrary questions.
So I'm looking forward. No, I love when we get questions about the project. I love it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Consider donating to the channel through Super Chats. And again, check out the website in the description of the video if you're curious. And now we're going to do a little 10-minute AMA. So we have a good question here from Fox. He says, Fox Mulder, he says, who are their competitors and how do they compare?
Well, if I have to be 100% honest to tell you now directly, nobody, because basically this system doesn't exist yet. As I mentioned before, the other projects, they try to link the token directly to the real estate, whereas we have blocks. We use the blocks as the bridge between the two worlds, between the real world assets and between the digital world. So our system is unique. Will it be copied in the future? Most likely, because it is pretty awesome system, right?
Right.
So yeah, for the moment, we are very happy and gladly to say in the system, we don't really have any competitors yet.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you for that answer. So we have Guideaway. I know we talked about this a little bit before, but maybe, just to, give another synopsis. Guideaway says, how is the Reat token being supported by rental income?
Yes, that's a very good question. So like I said, when you purchase Reat token, right, with these tokens, you can purchase a block. 95% of this amount that you use to purchase your block, we will use to invest into real estate. Then this real estate will generate rental income. This rental income will be used to support the token. And how we support the token? By simply buying it back from the market, by buying our own token.
So you're doing buybacks, okay.
We can exactly guarantee you a minimum price of the token. How is this possible? Because the rental income, this is loose from the crypto market. So it doesn't matter in which state of crypto market we are. If there's a crash, if there's a pump, that doesn't matter. The rental income will come in monthly. So it means that monthly we can buy our token back again, and over again. So we can always guarantee you a minimum price of our token. And this is how it supports. And this is what makes this token unique.
Absolutely. No, and I appreciate that answer. And I want to ask you now to actually piggyback on that response, because I'm assuming that in order for people to utilize this token, and please correct me if I'm wrong, while traveling, there has to be some type of partnerships that are combined with this project. So who have Justo Flores says, who have Reat partnered with thus far, if you can announce it?
Well, we launched basically 22 April in Dubai, right? Oh. This was when we decided to do our market test and to present the project to the world.
Right.
After this, after the event, we had several venture capitalists which approached us, which said look, this is a really interesting project. We would like to work together. Until this day today, we still haven't decided yet with who we want to partner up, because we keep getting interesting propositions.
That's awesome.
Exactly. And because also for the utility part, right, for the rental, we said it opens a whole new market for the digital nomads. But not just for them, it's also for the tenants of the house. That it just increases the market that much, and it gives so much more flexibility for the landlords as well, right? Because they can have a whole new bunch of clientele, which now having sometimes troubles to find places, and they will make it very easily for them. So the partnership which we will choose for, which is probably going to happen very soon, because we do need to decide at some point, right? And also, like I said, we do have a big announcement within 1-2 weeks to make. So yeah, you will see, but definitely that's a very legit question, and we're definitely going to make partnerships, because you need a team, right? You need a
Yes,
team.
you
Even
do.
as a company, you need a big, strong team to keep this project growing and to keep it going. Because, like I said before, our main goal is to get and make the real estate accessible for as much as possible people, and make them to enjoy all the benefits as well.
Absolutely. No, and I appreciate you highlighting that. And we have another question from Guide Away. He says, uh, where is Reat buying real estate, and what type of real estate are they buying?
Yeah, that's another great question, actually. So for the moment, we have real estate in Thailand and
Nice.
in Portugal. We're also currently
Portugal.
making a real estate company, obviously in Dubai itself, because that's
Right.
also a very interesting market. Now, how we do this, we find a local expert, right, who knows the market already. In Portugal, we have a very, very competitive and driven lady, which is already 9 years into real estate. In
Good.
Thailand, we have somebody who we know already for many years, who's more than 20 years experience, also in building, renting, buying, everything you can imagine. But the real estate that we're buying, and this is a very, very important actually aspect to act, which I forget to mention, we only buy real estate with active lease agreements. Whether
Oh,
it's industrial, commercial, residential, this doesn't matter. The most important is that it have active lease agreements. So we almost instantly start to generate money to support the token.
awesome. No, awesome. And I appreciate that. And I also want to give Suzanne another shout out for really, introducing herself to you guys and introducing PulseChain. Because, like you said, PulseChain is not very known outside the Hex and PulseChain community, especially when it comes to, I would say, developers, in my opinion, because there's so many different projects. I mean, not so many different layer ones. So I got to give credit where credit is due for her. And also, for you guys as well, for deciding to also launch on PulseChain, being a multi-chain paradigm project. And I also would love to interview you guys again when you make this announcement that you've been alluding to in the stream, because it does seem very interesting, and it's obvious that this project is very serious. You said you have venture capitalists that are ready to go, and multiple different propositions, and you have rental properties in different countries. You just listed uh, Thailand and Portugal. So I found that to be very, very interesting. And I want to tell everyone in the chat to check out Reat.Capital, the website in the description. And I guess my last question is, do you have like a Telegram or a Discord for your project?
Well, we just launched our YouTube channel last week,
Yes, I
actually.
saw that.
7 or 8 days old. Yeah, we was actually very surprised that we got 2,000 subscribers plus
I
now.
saw that. Yeah, congratulations, 2.2K.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. I mean, we're all basically new to all of this, but yeah, everybody keep telling us, guys, this is great. You're doing great. So obviously, we was very happy for it. So basically, also another funny thing, we get kicked out of Facebook because guess what? Obviously, our project is about helping people and making them better. So it's logic that Facebook kicked us out.
yeah.
So yeah, Instagram probably gonna follow very shortly after. So we're gonna basically focus on Twitter, on YouTube, and also on Rumble. So yeah, this is gonna be the three main points where you're gonna see a lot of videos, because one of our other mottos is transparency, right?
Mhm.
You're gonna see videos where you meet the rest of the team. We're gonna make videos about the properties so the people can see what we actually purchase, where we buy, so they can visit it, they can stay in it, so they can rent it actually,
Mhm.
and so on. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of going on. We really want to keep the communication open, have all the questions coming in. So if people have like questions, we're definitely open for it. We even plan to do the same thing, like Q&A, to keep them updated, so they have a very clear vision about where we are, how we're going, where we're going, and most important, yeah, what happens with their capital, because we do really appreciate the trust in us. Because as a new project, it's not easy to get up. It's not easy to get trust
No,
after
it's
everything
not.
that happens in crypto. It's very
Yeah, no,
difficult.
it's not.
So we feel like, you really need to reward that trust and show it back, that the people have something to stand on. Because, yeah,
Exactly.
it's a long journey. We're in for a very long journey.
Yeah,
So
no, exactly.
very happy to have another interview with you to show the progress and to show why everything what changed. We'll love that. Thank you.
Of course, my door is always open to legitimate projects working not only on PulseChain but just in this space to begin with. So it's very important to showcase projects. I don't have the biggest audience, but 11,000 subscribers is 11,000 subscribers. So I really do find this project to be very interesting. I know that there are other PulseChain streamers that will find this very interesting. I would, excuse me, I would implore you guys to reach out to Corey Geary. He spells Corey just like me. And Money Talk with Dane. They are very, very well known in the PulseChain ecosystem for being real estate entrepreneurs. They would probably be happy to have you on as well. They're really, really, I'm sure Suzanne knows who I'm talking about as well. So I would definitely reach out to them. But yeah, my door is open. And we just have one last question from Absorber that I see. Are you only buying, or will you also build new real estate on behalf of Reat?
No, for the moment, we will not build anything.
Okay.
What I can tell you is this: we do have a lot of interesting side options, which are also mentioned on our roadmap. So we'll not do it for the moment. For the moment, we want to build as fast as possible and as stable as possible real estate portfolio.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So which you can, by the way, all follow on our Reat channel. So it's just Reat.Capital on YouTube. If you type it in, you'll find it.
Yeah, I found it instantly. I found it instantly. The second I typed in on YouTube Reat.Capital, you'll find it. I think one of your videos has over like 1.5K views, which is great for a new channel.
Thank you. We appreciate. Yeah, we really appreciate. We put a lot of work in it,
yeah.
And we really hope to reach the people to give the right message.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, all I want to say to you guys, if you are curious about this project, go in the description of the video and check out Reat.Capital. I have the website in the description, which will lead you to everything that you need to know. And Ivan, I would love to have you on again. Just shoot me a message, or Suzanne, if you're still in here, shoot me a message. And I want to thank you very much for showcasing this. I think this is a very interesting concept, and I wish you the best of luck.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to see you again with some more new cool updates. It was a great talking to you. Thank you very much.
Of course. Absolutely. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I need a better outro.